Thanks for joining today's program. My name is Fraser Cobb. I'm the Executive Director of the Florida Orthopedic Society and the Bone Society of Florida. I wanted to welcome everybody to our new podcasting platform. We hope by utilizing this new media, we'll have a better way to provide content and updated information to our members in a more timely manner and in a format which you guys can utilize at a more convenient time. We cannot do this without our partners at Danna-Gracey and the Florida Orthopedic Risk Purchasing Group. So we want to spend a moment to recognize them for their support for the organizations throughout the years, but in particular through a few member benefit programs and also helping us launch this new podcasting format. So with that, I wanted to introduce Matt Gracey and Tom Murphy with Danna-Gracey and talk a little bit about the program offerings that they have for our members. And I'll start quickly with Matt Gracey. Matt, of course, with Danna-Gracey has been at the helm, helping us administer our risk purchasing group for MedMal Insurance for over 13 years now. We've just come off a successful annual conference where we had an opportunity to engage the members further in what we're doing as an organization around managing our risk profile and driving premiums lower for orthopedic surgeons across the state. But Matt, I want to spend a moment talking about the market and what we're seeing from a MedMal insurance marketplace standpoint in the state of Florida and what our members can expect over the coming months and years.
Yeah, well, thank you, Fraser. With 13 years of a very successful campaign with the Florida Orthopedic Risk Purchasing Group, we are in just such a great position now as we enter a much more difficult market in the malpractice insurance world. The RPG was originally formed because of a difficult market. Then we've entered a much softer market with decreasing pricing and loosened underwriting and so forth, and much more competition. And still, the RPG has thrived through those days. So we are perfectly positioned now to take on this more difficult market because we have almost 350 surgeons now purchasing together. We have a real presence in the marketplace. And frankly, we are in a much more powerful position than any other group in the state to really face these coming days of increased pricing and much more difficult conditions. So that's really the power of good leadership within the Florida Orthopedic Society and the RPG leadership. So we're just very pleased to be participating with you, Fraser. Thank you.
Yep. So it sounds like great news for orthopedic surgeons throughout the state that we have this platform built. Do you want to talk a moment about our partner, the doctor's company, the insurance company that provides coverage to members of the risk purchasing group, and what a steady partner they've been throughout this adventure?
Yeah, the doctor's company led by Bob White in the Southeast region, who is now the one of the national leaders of the doctor's company, TDC, that has been supportive right from the start. And they have been one of the best partners we could ever have imagined for this project. And they still are at our side every day, working with us to improve the program and to be just great, transparent partners. So yeah, my hat's really off to the doctor's company.
Fantastic. And of course, they help us manage the most unique benefit offering that we have in the risk purchasing group, which is our claims review committee. And certainly without their team of claims experts that help us walk through that process, we couldn't be as successful as we've been. So Matt, do you want to talk a little bit about the claims review process and that program that really sets the RPG aside from other insurance programs in the state?
Yeah, thanks for asking about that one, Fraser, because it is one of the just greatest parts of the RPG. It's what I call where the rubber meets the road, because again, if we had a group of 350 surgeons with the worst claims profile in the state or country, it wouldn't be much of a program. The claims review committee positions itself perfectly by anonymously reviewing every claim against every member of the RPG. And they do that with the claims adjusters and the claims leadership of the doctor's company. So there's a lot of great knowledge passed back and forth, a lot of good orthopedic focused and led by just some wonderful, wonderful orthopedic surgeons across the state. So we are really proud of the Claims Review Committee, and the surgeons of this state should be proud too.
So I wanted to segue and talk with Tom Murphy a little bit about another program that we've had in place for a number of years around workers' comp insurance. So Tom, you want to tell us a little bit of the framework of the program and what benefits are available for members of the FOS and BSOF?
Absolutely. Thanks for having us again today, Fraser. Yeah, this program, similar to the medical malpractice program with the doctor's company, was set up around the same time. At the time, it was a company called Comp Options, as you may remember. Comp Options was subsequently purchased by AmTrust, which is one of the top 5 leading workers' comp carriers in the country. And this is a wonderful program that we set up for our orthopedic membership through the FOS and Bones. It's a dividend program that provides the opportunity for every practice to get money back every year, as Matt always likes to say, money from the sky. That is unmatched, that we're aware of in the state of Florida. There are some other companies out there offering dividends that we're aware of, but none of them are doing it quite like AmTrust is, to the degree with the potential, the larger potential of 30%, which is like getting 30% of your premium back every year. And we've been very successful with the program because, as you might imagine, with medical practices, claims are usually typically not severe in nature. Because everybody is practicing in the same pool, and it's the philosophy behind the FORPG, the power of purchasing, it allows the company to provide these dividends back to the practices that are members because the claims and the losses historically have been very low. And so it's been a great program. We've paid, AmTrust has paid out over, well, I'm going to say hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's a lot of money at this point in time. And it continues to grow every year, and it's a wonderful thing for the members because typically with your workers' comp insurance company, you just pay your premium every year, and that's pretty much it. Being able to get up to 30% of it back is really a wonderful thing, and so we found that it's been really great for our members, and it's been another great program to add on to the malpractice program as well.
Terrific. Yeah, getting money back from your insurance company seldom happens, so that's great when it can happen for sure.
Good news.
Let me ask you a question. One of the common questions we receive from our members is if they are in a PEO or working with their payroll companies and opportunities to carve out workers' comp from those relationships. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely, and it's a really good question. So that's where a lot of confusion is in the workers' comp realm, and a lot of our administrators and our practice leaders are, sold on, whether it's their PEO or their payroll company to just simply bring their workers' comp along because they're sold on the fact that it's a lot easier for them to handle, and it takes a lot of the work, if you will, out of the hands of the administrators or the leaders of the practice. And although that's true, with this particular program that we have, it functions the same way. In other words, if you so choose, they have what's called PAYO, pay as you go, which is set up on a monthly basis and works directly with your PEO or payroll company. Or if you don't have either, you can do it directly with AmTrust. And it takes all of that work and the billing and invoicing and everything else out of the picture. And so what a lot of people get confused about is that you can't have that when you're dealing with the carrier directly, and it just doesn't work. But that's not true. And we have multiple, especially a lot of our orthopedic groups that are involved in the PAYO plan. And what's nice about it is it does decrease the workload for the individuals who are in charge of all of that, but also it acts as it normally does and allows your officers to remain officers and remain exempt if they so choose. Whereas with a PEO or payroll company, those officers become employees of the PEO and sometimes with these payroll companies as well, and they have to be included on the policy. So there are a lot of advantages to it. And once again, getting back to the main point, and that is the dividend. And you're not going to get that from your PEO or payroll company. So it's as simple or even simpler in many cases. That combined with the dividend really makes it a no-brainer.
Fantastic. Thanks for that, Tom.
Yep. Thank you.